The Buddha often taught his disciples that words have great power. He said that the tongue we use for speech is like the sharpest blade in the world. He warned that the most dangerous weapons in the world are our words. Even if they cannot cause physical harm, they can hurt people's emotions. Language is a source of strength, but it can also be our weakness. If we don't know when and where to use it, wise and kind words can bring success at the right time, but if we speak in an unkind way or speak at the wrong time, they can make our lives troubled. Friends, today I am going to share a story about the importance of silence and how silence can change your life. This story will help you understand the power of silence. Long ago, deep in a peaceful forest in India, lived a famous monk. He was famous in India for staying away from the hustle and bustle of the world and concentrating on meditation. One day a king came to visit him and said, "Dear monk, I always feel tired, frustrated and restless. My heart cannot be at peace, even though I have all the wealth and luxuries. Please, help me get rid of this." Disturbed, the monk responded, "You actually already know the answer, but you haven't discovered it yet. I would like to propose an experiment. As long as you complete this experiment, your life will no longer be troubled by uneasiness and worry. Are you willing to try it?" The king was suspicious after hearing this, but still expressed his willingness to undergo the experiment. Then asked the monk to tell him how to conduct the experiment and express his readiness to take any action to achieve inner peace. The monk replied in a quiet voice, "In the next 15 days, you will live a normal life in my monastery. During this time, you need to sit quietly and alone and speak as little as was possible." The king agreed to the monk's plan. On the first day, he found that his thoughts were more chaotic than usual, and many questions and worries emerged in his mind. Despite his inner desire to express himself, he resisted the urge and remained completely silent, simply sitting quietly. However, as the night wore on, he began to feel an unexpected sense of peace and happiness. The experience left him confused, because he couldn't understand why his anxiety was disappearing. The next day, the king continued to admire their natural scenery in the sky alone, and felt the reality of the natural beauty around him. It was his first real connection with the natural world. As time went by, he spent 10 days, and all the turmoil and chaos in his mind gradually dissipated. On the 12th day, as he closed his eyes, he found himself deep in meditation with his mind freed from worries. The king experienced a deep inner peace over the past 3 days. He approached the monk and said respectfully, "Dear monk, I finally found the reason why my thinking is so troubled." The king explained the reason for his distraction and troubled thinking and asked, "Please share. What do you think? What did I learn from this experience?" The monk thought for a moment and replied, "You used to talk too much and spend a lot of energy on negative thoughts about others. Excessive talking and negative thinking consumed your time and interfered with your thinking. Because of this behavior, you have not ability to complete tasks effectively and encounter multiple failures. These consecutive failures make you more unhappy and more likely to be annoyed. This all forms a vicious cycle and has a negative impact on your life. However, these 15 days experience transforms you and opens the door to inner peace. Now, I feel full of life and realize that the way I lived before was wrong. I learned that meditation does not need to be forced. It should happen naturally." A Buddhist monk mentioned that many people, not just kings, were too rhetorical. Even today, many people still create problems in their lives through excessive talking. The monk explained the importance of silence to the king and shared a story. Once a student asked Gautama Buddha why he remained silent. So often, Buddha replied, "I remain silent in order to go deeper into myself." Silence is the first step to truly understanding yourself. Without silence, self-discovery is impossible. So the first step is silence. Speak only when necessary, and you will understand 90% of what we talk about is harmful. And it would be better if people didn't say so much. When people become quiet, problems and arguments decrease by 90%. If both people learn to keep silent, many of the world's problems could be avoided. A person who understands the value of silence can remain calm in a crowded place, and can be a paradise in solitude. Sometimes being around others can make us uncomfortable, but it's important to find inner peace. Embracing silence allows inner energy to flow, and the mind to settle. If you wake up in the morning and feel disturbed by others, it's a good idea to close your eyes and reconnect with your inner self. You will find a freshness within you, because that is the source of your life, not in someone else. When others can take you to where you have to go, it's crucial to look within, because you are the ultimate ruler of your inner world. That's where life begins. Looking into your own heart will bring happiness to birth, and you will encounter the depths of life, and even touch upon the concept of death. This inner journey is like looking back on your own life experiences, like the rising and setting of the sun. Every time you take this inner journey, you will experience new revelations. You'll feel refreshed when you return to real life. Just like you feel cool after a bath, people tend to feel calmer and happier when they take time to quiet down and reflect on their thoughts. When you're truly connected to your inner self, talking doesn't frustrate your brain. Instead, you feel a constant inner peace. And you can talk and still be connected to your inner self. When you do this, your words will take on a beautiful musical quality. Everything will be in harmony, and this way of speaking will touch others deeply. When you maintain inner peace, you begin to tap into your powerful inner strength and break free from the constraints of society's pressures. You will find a special kind of joy in life, like the joy experienced by those who follow you passionately. Your face will take on a new glow, and your eyes will shine with a unique sparkle as you immerse yourself in a sea of friends. You may have noticed that talking too much does not bring peace to the mind, but rather makes it difficult for us to control our thoughts and stay focused. Some people find that talking too much makes it difficult for them to concentrate on one thing, which prevents them from fully dedicating themselves to their goals, thereby missing the opportunity to understand the true meaning of life, and making it more difficult to achieve their wishes. Furthermore, those who talk too much are sometimes ridiculed, while those who are silent are more likely to gain respect. Because people are more likely to pay attention to those who have something to say. A clear-minded person is usually more successful, because they are able to choose their words at the right time. True wisdom lies in knowing what to say, when and where, and those who develop this skill often succeed in a variety of situations. A person who talks less often becomes the center of attention and is more likely to succeed in various pursuits. When we look at the qualities of great people, we find that they rarely speak and think carefully about their words, which contributes to their success. In contrast, those who talk too much often fall into the trap of being untruthful and spreading negative light, potentially damaging relationships and reputations. This is why those close to them often try to avoid interacting with them. In ancient texts from different cultures, people often discuss how our words reflect our beliefs and values. Silence helps develop patience, and makes us more aware of how meditation can help us better understand ourselves. Therefore, I suggest to all my friends to spend at least 20 minutes alone every day. This can bring about positive changes in your life. This is Courage to Act Motivation Stories.